Hello, everyone, and welcome. I guess I'm on the other side too. Happened simultaneously there. Okay, hi, everyone. Welcome to Coming Into Being. Uh, all right, I'm getting sidetracked here with whatever's going on with my restream here. But welcome to Coming Into Being. And just to take a couple deep breaths and get settled in and relaxed, chill, get yourself comfortable as we get started here. And you'll just take another couple nice deep breaths, breathing in, take a nice deep breath in, and then just let yourself relax. And with every exhale, just feel yourself relaxing a little bit more deeply. We've got some interesting stuff going on in the ethers and from some feedback from other people. Um, it's not just me. So when stuff comes up for me, I like to check in with people who I know are also tuned in to just see if it's just for me, and that can go on into one direction, or if it's the general picture that is impacting me. Just a general. It's more general and a bit of you could say pushback is one way to look at it, where there's, hey, Glenna, good to see you. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well over on your side of the globe there. But yeah, just I'm not sure what time you popped in there, but yeah. So there's it. It's sort of like pushback. My niece Melissa's here with me. Oh, wonderful. Hello, Melissa. Nice to have you here. Um, Pushback, as I was saying, it's in the ethers, and there's kind of this, I call it pushback because it's like you're maybe wanting to go straight, you're moving along through your life and everything, and then there's something that comes in and is trying to divert you off. So there's a lot of that going on in the ethers lately, and it's intensified. But there's some days it feels like everything's fine, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're coasting, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, there's something coming in and trying to maintain you where you have been. And part of the reason for that is that when we shift, when we change, when we open up to something different for ourselves and something, a deeper expression of who we are, uh, that changes us, but it also has an impact on everybody around us. Because people, situations, groups of people, they're used to things being a certain way. And then suddenly, if we change, like if you change, all the people around you are going to get impacted by that. And it could be a positive impact, it could be felt as a negative impact. If you're always moving in the direction for yourself to be a higher expression of yourself, then you're always moving in the right direction for the whole. Uh, it might be felt as a negative impact because people tend, we tend to feel comfortable with where we're at. We tend to kind of get settled in with where we're at. And when something kind of stirs up the mud for, around us with where we're sitting, where we're just comfy in our comfort zone, and kind of pushes us out of that comfort zone, then we tend to feel uncomfortable. And if we're, hey, Asta, good to see you. Um, if we're if we can work with ourselves and feel like I kind of move through that discomfort, then that's fine. But a lot of people can't necessarily do that. And so they start to push back. They start to like try to, and it's not conscious, but energetically and at those deeper levels, they try to push back to get you back to where you were before, because they don't want to feel uncomfortable, and they don't necessarily want to do what they need to do for themselves to shift and open up to something more for themselves. So that's a little bit about what I'm noticing going on in my arena and other friends who have popped up with little comments today on that. So we're going to focus on that, and we're going to take that in, and it's today is really going to be about just strengthening ourselves, the ability to just hold where we are for ourselves. Hey, Kayla, good to see you. So let's take a nice deep breath in, hold at the top, and then when you're ready, not necessarily when I say, but when you're ready, whenever it feels good for you, just let it all out and push all of that air out of your lungs. Get it all out. And when there's no more air left, your lungs are just gonna, your system is just gonna open back up to pull in fresh air. And then when that happens for you, just settle back into your breathing, your chest. Yeah. So we're going to kind of take command of ourselves here, and it's nice to have a group. Sometimes, we can get challenged, and it can be a little bit more challenging. It can need a little bit more effort when we're by ourselves, but when we're in a group that's kind of same focus, same intention, that kind of gives us kind of that buffer, that backing. We've got the group that's got our back kind of thing. So settle in, notice what you're sitting on. Notice your feet on the floor. And if your feet are not on the floor, please do put them on the floor here just for that added anchoring into the present moment. It's fine to have your legs, sit cross-legged. And sometimes I just say, okay, yeah, that's whatever you're sitting, however you're sitting is fine. But today is one of those days where you need to have those feet flat on the floor to just have that extra stability in yourself and really feel yourself, what you're sitting on. Feel those feet on the floor and feel that connection to what you're sitting on, to that floor. And it's separate, but it's connected. So what you're sitting on is not you, and have that sense of that difference, of feeling that difference, feeling that chair and feeling your body. So you can feel the chair pushing up. It's sort of like this feeling of pushing up against your body. And then from inside your body, feel yourself down on that chair also. So let's take a minute to do that and settle in more deeply. And I'm gonna just, with everybody with their feet on the floor, and whether your shoes are barefooted or socks, or you've got your feet on the car floor or your feet on the grass or the gravel, the beach, wherever, doesn't matter. But anchoring everybody into the new earth. And I've talked about the new earth before, but it's the new consciousness coming of the earth coming through. So just gently bringing everybody into that more succinctly and more deeply. Oops. There we go. We're having a little bit of a poor connection on Instagram there. That just flashed. Just hang in there. And we're still connected. Whether the technology stays connected or not, we're connected because we're moving beyond the technology. So I'm going to focus a little bit more strongly at that. So just feel your body. Notice your breath as I'm working on this for the group. There we go. Ah. Yeah, some days are take just a little bit more effort, a little bit more conscious work. So that's fine. There's no need to rush through anything here. We're doing exactly what we need to be doing. Ha! Okay, there we go. So you may notice coming in through your feet, have some fresh energy with the new earth coming through strongly. Yeah, a lot of energy coming through me and pulling. So feel that, and with your breath, just like pull it up, with every in breath, just like you're sucking on a straw and really pulling that up more strongly for yourself. Through your legs, let's get it up to the knees. Some people are a little further up, but I'm gonna follow the slower crowd here. And if you're higher up, that's fine. You can just kind of slow down and take in more as we go through this. Wow, there's really a lot going on here today. So up to our knees is good. And with each breath again, just feel yourself pulling that energy up from the new earth up into the thighs. And we don't need to go any faster because we're really focusing on just holding that anchoring that strength. So every breath that we're doing, with every breath that you're pulling that energy through for yourself, that's exactly what you're doing, is focusing on that strength and that presence for yourself in your time and space. And I say your because we're technically at the same time here, human time, but space, we are all in our own space there. So uh, that's kind of the interesting piece about time and space here. Coming, filling those thighs up, really just feeling like every tissue, every cell in through your legs up to your hips is just pulling. And with every breath, you're pulling more in and clearing through more. We're having a good workout today, really good workout. And if you find that one leg is a little weaker than the other, you can focus on that one, but stay connected to both legs, okay? There we go. Coming into the lower abdomen, filling up the whole pelvic area, front and back. And letting those fresh frequencies from the earth pull up and fill up every tissue, every cell in your body as deeply as you can feel it go, and know that it's going even deeper. And as it fills up, pushing out all residual frequencies, programming patterns that don't need to be there any longer. Feel that strength coming in for yourself. Whoa, pushing through. Yeah, this is going to be a good clearing for people. Slowly filling up that lower base and that lower pelvic area up to the waist, front and back. Feel those bones, feel those blood, feel the uh, intestinal tract, feel that space in between all of that also, you know. There's a lot of different tissues. There's the fascia, there's the muscles, there's fat, there's all sorts of things in there. Pulling through, filling up to the waist, as I said. Filling up higher into the waist areas. There's kind of the waist is kind of a, it's not just a little line, but so and filling that up and coming into the lower ribs and the lower part of the upper torso. Filling the lungs, there's the digestive organs, there's the lungs, there's the heart, there's the whole nervous system that runs through the spine, there's the bones, there's the marrow in the bones, there's the cranial sacral fluid that runs up and down the spine. There's, again, lots of different functions, lots of different tissues and functions that are, with every breath, you're just pulling that energy up and up and up and filling up with more and more. Again, like you're just sucking on that straw, drinking up that milkshake with your straw, or whatever you like to drink. And you're that straw. Your body is that straw, and you're just, with your breath, you're just pulling up that fresh energy, those fresh frequencies that are just filling you up. There we go. And with the spine, with the back, as well as the front and the sides, so kind of check your sides. Take a minute right now. Just put your awareness on your sides as you're breathing. So this whole area here, down the sides, so kind of tendency to forget about that area, up to the armpits. Feel your back. Move to your back. Just become aware of your back. And there's your, the ribs, there's the spine, there's the skin, there's, depending on how much weight you have on you, I mean, there's a bit less fat on that backside than there is in other areas, like as opposed to around the front. And then feel your front and keep breathing in, pulling in, pulling it up through that straw that the straw of your body that's pulling through those frequencies. And into your arms. So visually might be a little easier. You can do it. You can just keep with your in-breath, pulling that energy in and into your arms, or you might feel like you're pulling it up through your torso, and then on the out-breath, just feel it going down your arms, if that's easier. Either way is fine. Either way is going to get that moving through where it needs to go. And just feel it flowing through your arms, out your hands. And then on the next in-breath, pulling that Back up your arms into your shoulders and your neck area. Still filling up the torso. So it's coming up from the torso, up from the arms into that top of the shoulders and that neck. And into the head, but we're gonna just let it go into the head there for a minute. I want to come back to the throat. Come that representation of expression, our expression. Um, so really bring your awareness into that throat. There's some big arteries on the side of the neck here. There's the vocal cords. There's the spine in the back. There's a lot of muscles that make it feasible for us to turn our heads in so many directions. It's not just up and down, sideways, angled, rotating around. So a lot of muscles. That part under your chin also, and following the chin bone here, and up to the ears, up to the skull. In the back, there's those ridges. You can feel that for yourself, but really bring your awareness into all of that. And then, internally, I mean, it's amazing we don't swallow sideways more often, but you've got through the neck area, you kind of have this, uh, you've got the air passage and the food passage. And so there's got to be this coordination with the tongue closing off that, because the tongue is in the mouth, but then it goes back down into a little further back. So when you swallow, you can feel that movement. Like if you swallow your saliva or take a drink of water right now, if you've got water, you can feel that movement of the tongue that goes back to send it down the right way. Very good. Okay, that's nice to get that a little bit more focus on that throat, and then coming into the head, filling up the head. Well, let's take a moment for that also. Really coming into our own heads, our thoughts, our minds. We got a lot of belief systems that try to throw us in all sorts of directions. Mental runaround that starts going all over the place. So really pulling up that, again, with the breath, filling up the brain, lots of different areas in the brain. There's part of the glandular system in the brains, like the pineal and the pituitary glands. There's the central nervous system part. There's the not remembering the name, but the spinal cord. The spine goes through the spine through the vertebrae, and then comes into the center of the brain, so into the back. So there's that. There's the whole visual system, your eyes. Kind of just feel your eyeballs. It's kind of a funny thing to just focus on, but feel your eyeballs. You've got these muscles around your eyeballs that make them move in all sorts of directions, and they're not like chameleons going in different directions. They're actually coordinated, though some people have might have different their eye muscles are functioning a little differently, so they might not work quite coordinated. But feel that. Take a minute to just feel your eyeballs and feel, get a sense of that roundness, get a sense of those muscles that are positioned around the eyeballs. And then for the focusing, in the front of the eyeballs with the pupils, there's these little tiny They're called ciliary muscles that uh, work on the focusing mechanism. So see if you can have a sense of that. Maybe yours are tight, maybe they're looser. And if you put awareness on your eyes, you might start noticing, wow, okay, yeah, there's a bit of stress around there because all of this starts engaging with the eyes, with our visual system. Um, there's the whole frontal lobe of the brain. So opening that up, clearing that up. Yeah, people will try and maybe trying to figure out what you're thinking, picking at it. You might feel it coming right in here. And let's come into the ears too. Oftentimes we don't kind of pay attention to those ears. That's a really interesting mechanism of the body, how that sends waveforms through the head and that registers as sound, and not just sounds, as particular syllables, as particular vowels, as particular words that come through that and let's also come into the nose. Your nose, and then with your breath, noticing the breath coming into the nostrils through your sinuses, through the areas, your sinus area. And if you're in a dry environment, you might notice that dryness pulling in through or if your body's a little too dehydrated, you might notice that dryness. Or if the air is humid, you might notice the humidity of the air. Very good. Top of your head. Let's do one last thing here. Top of your head. If you want to touch the top of your head, go ahead. And feel that. If you put your hand on top, feel yourself, your awareness, kind of sitting in the center of your head so that your hand is kind of above the center of your head. And let yourself fill up all the way to that top. Okay. And now take a nice deep breath in and feel your whole body complete. Head from the soles of the feet to the top of your head. Notice everything in between. Notice your skin. That's the container that for everything else, all those other pieces in your body, except for your hair. I didn't get into the eyebrows and all that, but feel that. Let yourself really just take a moment as you breathe to just be aware of your full body. Maybe noticing the air on your skin. And just feeling, hey Marlou, coming in at the end here. We're just been working on anchoring, really coming into that strength and coming into our bodies. So feeling your whole body. Let's take a moment to really feel that skin. So whether it's feeling the clothes that you're wearing, maybe jewelry, your hair against your skin, if you can feel that. Um, your clothes, whatever, the air, and letting yourself really become aware of that boundary of you. Okay. You do have a whole energetic field around you. However, that is a tendency to be very diffuse, and most people are very unaware of that part of themselves. Can't really tune into it. You can kind of have visual image, but really tangibly feel it is another thing. So being aware of your physical body is the best thing to anchor yourself into. That tangible feeling, because that's the most tangible feeling that we can have. You know, you can feel that. You can grab your hands and feel, unless you are shut down in your nervous system, there may be some nervous dysfunction, or, uh, other things like in surgery where they put you out kind of thing. Or certain procedures, there's certain medical procedures where they actually have to keep you awake. But shut down the nervous system. I can't remember exactly how that goes. But, anyways, becoming aware of that and becoming aware of that body of yours, having a sense of the volume of space that it takes up. This isn't about how fat we are or how skinny we are or whatever. Just having a sense of that space that it takes up. It's like this cup takes up a certain space, volume of space. So does your body, becoming very aware of that. If you ever get kind of confused, lost, feeling disoriented, feel your body. Come in and notice whatever part of your body you can feel, and then move and feel your whole body. Get to where you feel your whole body. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. So take this moment now to really just anchor that in for yourself. And notice that in the space. So it's like the volume that your body is taking up in the room you're in, the car you're in, wherever you are. Feel that. Let yourself really notice my body here, and the space that I'm in, whatever the size difference. But really see if you can just anchor in that difference, this side. Somebody's having a little bit of a hard time with this, and that's okay. Just keep working with that. Feel your body. So I'm going to go into this a little bit more just for this person here. At least one person. And if you feel like you're having a hard time, that's good. Just let's work through this a little bit more. Feel your body. Get a sense of, again, kind of like that vase, that vase or that jar, that bottle, that your body, letting yourself really feel that. And then if you can, on top of that, again, let's let's have a sense of that bottle of your body, that vase, that container of your body in this larger container of the room, wherever you are. And there's a bit of difference. So okay, we're kind of working on that. It's getting better, so that's good. Again, this is like so important. This is one of the most important things to really help anchor us into this moment this time and out of other realities and other realities. So, what is that? That can be something that happened to us before, whether it's yesterday, 5 minutes ago, 10 years ago, 5 lifetimes ago, that's still hanging around us. Sometimes our spirits get lost, get stuck in somewhere else, and there's a part of us that's somewhere else. That's a different reality. Coming into your body and really kind of saying, I'm here, this is me, this is where I am, and coming into that. Okay, another poor connection for Instagram here, but we're back. So coming into your body and saying, no, I'm right here, right here, right here. Your thoughts are going somewhere else, maybe memory or recall, something else. Say, okay, that was then, I'm here. That's over there, I'm here. Feeling your feet on the ground, feeling your whole body. Okay. If there's any questions, Melissa, I just want to see how you're doing since you're new on here. If there's anything you need clarification on, or if you any questions that you have. And everybody just keep really just staying anchored in place as we talk. I feel like we need to just stay here a little bit longer for this anchoring here together, and that's fine. So we can take the time to. This is Melissa. Yes, hi, Melissa. So, do you have any questions or anything that you need clarification, explaining, or anything that you're not sure about since you're new? New to me, at least, Just want to make sure that you have. I'm just having a hard time picking up everyone's energy, so I can't focus on myself or let go. Okay. Actually, you have maybe too much of an easy time. Let's just, and I'm sure that's what you mean, but just in terms of how you wrote it, having too much of an easy time picking up everyone's energy, and that makes it really hard to focus on yourself and let go. Yes. So you're not the only one on that call on the call who's been there. Just because I know some other people who are on the call and I've worked with them. Um, yes. So too open is one way that it's described. But it's not, yeah, and it's sort of like you've learned to just have absolutely no boundaries. And in a sense, that's like no sense of self. Okay. I know Glenna a little bit, so I know a little bit of the background. And I say part of that, there's family history, there's cultural history in there around that, and being, I'm gonna say, purposely abused to basically to dismantle. I can't think of another word of saying, but to dismantle a people and group. So that's coming in. Um, I think everybody's been kind of subjected to that somewhere in history. And history, I don't mean what we know as history, but the history of the human race and the history of existence. There's been a lot of that. There's a lot of that going on now as we move forward into things. So um, I'm really glad you said that. I think it's really important for us to really say, this is what's going on for me. So really good for you to say that. So what you can do is just keep working on focusing on yourself. So if it's hard around other people, what I'm going to tell you to do, suggest, is Find that time by yourself because you instantly like go out when there's other people. Some of that is survival and trying to defend yourself, actually, in a way. And so going out there, it's like you feel like maybe something's going to come at you, and then you're just reaching out to push it away. Um, that's not going to be very effective, unfortunately, because what's happening is like you're here and then you're moving out to try to block because you can feel that energy coming in, and that can slip something else, so that can actually slip right in anyways. So really come into your body, practice on your own with your you've got a wonderful aunt here, Glenna, who's knows what to do here. So you can, take that time with her to actually work on that, to really learn to hold your space. So that will be really important. Does that everything I say make sense to you? And yeah, there's a lot of fear, but it's not just your fear. It's fear, very much so. Okay, good. There's a lot of fear in your system, so that makes it really hard. And see if I can do anything. I'm gonna work a little bit longer with this because this is really important. If anybody else has some comments that you're understanding, you've been there before, because I know some of you have. Please do comment in. So let's give Melissa some extra support in holding herself. So how we support other people. So let me take a minute with this, Melissa. How we support other people is to really just hold ourselves even more strongly within our boundaries. So like right now, really anchor into your holding yourself in your boundaries, being really aware of being in your body. That creates that reflection for in right here, right today is for Melissa and anybody else who's going to listen later to this. So Melissa, you're just kind of opening up that doorway for anybody else who's going to come in or anybody else on the call who's got a hard time holding that. So you brought it up. Thank you. Um, you're bringing it forward for everybody to strengthen even more, um, and that since we're all in the same space, you don't have to reach out to Melissa and energetically go out to her. And first of all, with if you have been listening to what I've said, then you realize that that's exactly the worst thing you can do because she's already responding to energies coming towards her. So if you could start to reach out to her, that's going to be an attack for her, for in her register as an attack in her system. And attack might be a little bit of a strong word, but it's going to be an invasion basically. So come into your body, feel your body really strong, hold that because you're showing her how to do that. And by showing her how to do that, she'll have that modeling. Okay, Melissa, back to you. Um, I'm seeing what I can do, and we're one-on-one would be a little better. We could go into it more deeply, but I want to give you a little bit of something to work with together. So take a deep breath in, and let's see. Do you have it? If you can answer the question here, do you have a sense of your skin? So you can really come into your body and feel your skin right here, right now, and just you know try to. We can try to do the whole body, but if it's just your well, see if you can see how much you can do. Okay, great. So yes. Okay, so really feel that skin and just in your mind, what you want to do is just hold on to that feeling, to feeling your skin, to being aware of your skin as best as possible and hold on to that feeling. Keep holding, keep holding. I'm gonna just have you keep holding on to that. And it might feel like you're gonna explode or implode. It might feel like really hard to do. It might feel like you're just it's like pushing rocks or whatever, something really dense. It might feel really hard to do. Just keep holding, holding, holding. Don't if your mind goes off, just keep coming back to feeling your skin, feeling feeling your skin, feeling your skin. Just keep doing that over. Keep doing it. You're doing great. You're doing really well. And everybody is participating in this for you. So this is really good. You're getting yes, it's starting to come in. And really holding it, holding it, holding it. Okay. Keep holding it. If your mind jumps away, that's okay. Come back and feel your skin. Touch your skin if you need to. Touch your body if you need to. Now, you may also notice what's happening is there's stuff that's moving off of you, away from your body, which is a really good thing. Okay, let's take a little break. Take a deep breath into that. When you were doing that, did you have a sense of all of a sudden it's like you feel like there's stuff around you? You can feel your skin, you can feel your body, but you can also feel stuff around you. Did you get a sense of that? So just let me know so I know if you're registering the same thing that I'm seeing happening for you. Not sure. Okay. Um, so that's okay. That's fine if you're not sure. I can see that happening. So come and feel your skin again, and that feels easier this time than it did a minute ago when you're doing that. As I tune into you, it just feels a little easier. You feel a little more connected with yourself. So there's almost this a little bit more lightness in you, whereas before it was more heaviness. Okay, so that's good. That's an indication of that's you coming into yourself, and that's your spirit going, yes, yes. When all of that other stuff clears up, and so what I see is like, okay, so let's say this is your body, so that there's a lot of light in here now, and there's stuff that's just moved off, and all of a sudden you have this definition that is showing up for me that wasn't showing up a minute ago. Just from and so you can come back to this recording here. It's on YouTube. It's also on Instagram, uh, Facebook until I take it down because I try not to. I don't post a lot often other stuff on Facebook, so I try not to leave all those on. But definitely on YouTube and Instagram. And yeah, I see you're on YouTube, so you can come back and listen to this little part, but just so this is the piece, and for everybody here, this is the piece because we all go through this, and you keep going through this, and you just have to learn to hold really steady and really strong. And if you need to walk yourself literally in your head, say, skin, feel my skin, feel my skin, feel my skin, feel my this, feel my skin, feel my chin, feel my ears, feel my skin. I can feel my skin. If you have to do that, fine, do it. Do it. It's worth it. And eventually it's about holding that focus and holding your awareness on that area and developing that strength of holding that awareness. So it's kind of mental strength. Do your top of your head a little bit because that's just kind of needs some strengthening there. So same thing. You can put your hand on top of your head. Feel that. Feel the top of your head. Feel the top of your head. Keep feeling the top of your head. Maybe notice your hair, notice your scalp, feel that top of your head. Maybe there's warmth coming. If you got your hand on top of your head, there's some warmth. Let's open that up for you because that is clogged up. So that's part of the problem and what makes it more difficult for you. Ah, okay, good. That's opening up. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bit of stuff around you, so that's also making it difficult. Hey, Ursula, we're going a little extra mile here for really anchoring into the into ourselves and working with somebody who's on the other side here on the other on YouTube, helping her to really anchor in to her body because she's having a hard time with that. And there we go. So yeah, you've got a lot of pushback. Some of the pushback, I will say, I hate to say this, but it is cultural. Um, so unfortunately, in all cultures, we have this piece where there's the cultural identity that really has a way of tying people down and keeping them from evolving into what they need to be. And right now, it's like we're moving into free form, and when something has been, it's got to be like this to be this kind of person. And also, we're opening to free form. It's like, yeah, we can do this, and then we do everything else too. Um, yeah, let's open that up for you more because there we go. Well meaning, so it's not necessarily um, pieces that, are purposely holding us back, and pieces, um, identities, people, culture, ancestors. Not everybody's awake, and also we're reached a point where we're not realizing we're not awake. Okay, take another nice deep breath in. How do you feel, Melissa? So I'm feeling you more much better. Yeah, good. You're showing up. You're showing up much more grounded. Yeah. Okay. Really good. I'm really glad to hear that. So you've got a couple tools to work with that, and you can come back to the recording to just and not feeling other energies overwhelmingly. Yeah. Right. So pulling into your body. So bottom line, coming into your body and really being able to hold that awareness. I feel so oh, hello, Catherine. I feel so much tightness around my core. What does this mean? Okay, let's see, Catherine. Well, you've got it's like you're wearing I want to say a corset. There we go, corset. That's just holding you tight and keeping you from really, it's like you're unable to really to really be yourself, to really come into really that freedom of expression of you. There's a lot of rigidness, and it's maybe not conscious at your level. Thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, Glenn and Melissa. Yeah, thanks for showing up. That was really good. I think that was really important to do for everybody. So, Catherine, back to you. Just a lot of rigidity, and that a lot of that has been inherited, and a lot. It feels like there's a lot of family the dynamics in that of and I mean you're talking about your core, and I'm feeling it up here too, just like it's like you can't almost can't breathe, um and so needing to start looking for yourself at what holds you back from expressing yourself from and being yourself, and start working with that, and start, when you pull something up, it's like, okay, do I really need to still be like this? What's keeping me like this? Am I scared of something? Am I scared I'm gonna have a reaction? Am I gonna lose control? I mean, there's a lot of things that makes us kind of just hold on tight, and there's a real survival piece in that of just holding on tight, make sure that I can get by, and abuse comes to mind. Abuse, again, I'm just gonna bring up the broader definition for everybody here. The full definition of abuse, which is anything that takes us off our path and away from ourselves. It's Glenna. Can I get a reading on my progress? Oh yeah, sure, Glenna. Um, there's been a lot of abuse there, and at the level where you're getting disconnected from yourself, from who you are, from what you want to bring forth. And that feels like you've got a lot of fluidity in there of expression, of movement, of grace that wants to come through. And then there's this thing saying, no, you can't. You can't do that. So that's what I see for you, Catherine. Okay, Glenna. Uh, well, right now you look bright and positive. I think you were really happy with. I'm really glad you brought Melissa. Yeah, Instagram again. A little uh, break in connection there. Um, Go to my website, check out if you are inclined to look for information. I'm just going to say this real quickly, Glenna. If anybody's interested in knowing more about my work, you can go to unboundedandfree.com. Instagram, just go to the link in the bio. Everybody else, you can go to the website, unboundedandfree.com, and you can see if you're interested in what I'm doing. We can maybe help you move forward if that feels right for you, for how I work. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via email, customer at unboundedandfree.com. So, customer, you, single. Anyways, back to Glenna. So, Glenna, you feel like you're in a good place. You feel like you're really bright. There, you still have some, um, yeah, and Catherine, yeah, and make if you have any questions, do reach out and ask. So, if your head's in a good space, there's still like the ways. It's like there's still some heaviness that you're in. So it's like you've managed to move up a bit, but there's still you're still kind of half in the lower stuff that you're trying to move out of. Uh, so it feels really it kind of the sense I have is that you feel mostly positive. Then there's stuff that kind of has a tendency to hold you back to keep, but you're able to keep a really positive headset around that. Does that make sense, Glenna? Um, there's still it's I'm gonna call it cultural sludge. So it's coming up as cultural sludge, um, that you're in the process of breaking through. And actually, as I'm talking, that's kind of making it click into place. It's like, oh, right, this stuff, and it's kind of like caked on mud that's kind of breaking off of you. Does that make sense, Glenna? Yes, that's so true. Yeah, yeah. So some of us are born within a culture. All cultures around the world are like this. Uh, I am, in some sense, for me, it's like I've been kind of lucky with this because my parents having moved to another country, um, that kind of put a separation with the culture. So kind of lost some stuff in a way, and then also kind of it's that disconnection from um, from that culture to have a little bit more breathing room. So uh, you've had to kind of push through and try to find your own way of being. So yeah, but you're moving along. You're doing all right. and like right now, that kind of disconnected stuff for you. Um, and this has been amazing. Yeah, thank you for joining in, you guys, and Asta says thank you. So thank you for participating. I think that was really good for Melissa to give her that group support, as well as for everybody in the call, because Melissa, you're not the only one who's had this issue, and that still comes up for me when it's hitting a weak spot. For me, there's some little programming that's hitting a weak spot where I don't hold myself clear enough, distinct enough, and that comes up for me too. So thank you for bringing that up for us today to work on. Okay, the bells are ringing. I think you can hear that. So it's 8 o'clock. We've had a really good session, a little longer than usual. So thank you all for stopping by. And yeah, check out my work, check out my offerings, and do feel free to reach out with me if you have any questions about what I do or how to work, or how to move forward, kind of thing. So thank you all for stopping by. Again, Melissa, thank you for the beautiful work that we did today for everybody, and amazing session. Thank you, and amazing group of people. So next week we'll be back, and as always, so do stop back if you're in the neighborhood, or you just want to come and hang out and for some me time. All right, take care, everybody.